Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truehope Cast podcast, where we take a deep dive into mental health's many physiological and psychological aspects. This is the show for you if you're looking for motivation, inspiration, knowledge, and solutions, and that's what we are all about here at Truehope Canada. And Truehope Canada is a mind and body-based supplement company dedicated first and foremost to promoting brain and body health through non-invasive nutritional means. For more information about us, you can visit truehopecanada.com. Today, I've got the pleasure of welcoming Kassidy to the podcast. Now, Kassidy is a 26-year-old wife, soon-to-be mother and devoted Christian. She works as a nutritionist at a health food store called InsideU, and due to her own struggles, Kassidy became passionate about natural health, mental health, minerals, and nutrition. One day, Kassidy came across Truehope Canada, our company, and she immediately became hooked by what she'd learned about us. She loves everything about what we do, from our extensive research to our mental health support and the formulations that we create. In her professional and personal life, Kassidy has heard countless testimonies of Empower Plus changing the lives of many people who take it. She takes Empower Plus as a daily multivitamin, believing it provides her body with the nutrients and minerals it needs, and she's currently taking it as a prenatal. Kassidy believes that everything in our body works together as God intended it to, and when we give it the foundational vitamins and minerals it needs, it can function optimally. Today we're going to be learning about Kassidy's incredible story with Empower Plus. Enjoy the show. Okay, Kassidy, hi, welcome to Truehope Cast. I hope you're doing well. What's going on? How are you?
Good, thank you. Just at my parents' house because we don't have Wi-Fi, so
All right, well, we really appreciate you coming
everything's
on.
good.
Everything's good. That's great. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. We're going to talk about your experience with our products here at Truehope Canada, and you work in a health store in Ontario. So maybe if you want to tell us a little bit about like where you work and maybe like how you found yourself to working in a health food store.
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, I would say, maybe 4 years ago, I was living in Australia and I was starting to get homesick, and I was a nanny there, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I had been doing a nutritional course here in Canada. And so I got my boss's email and I just started bombarding him with emails asking for a job because I know that they weren't really hiring um, as I was in Australia. And basically, he ended up saying that I can come in for an interview, and I got the job shortly after I got back from Australia. Um, I've loved nutrition and holistic health since, well, most of my life, I would say, because my mom's always been into it. But getting into a little bit of after high school, getting into the university, and kind of in a bad spot in my life, lots of partying and that kind of thing, as one does when they go to university.
Oh yeah.
And that definitely did not make me happy, and definitely put me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. And that's where I started to really look into nutrition. I dropped out of that course and started taking a nutrition course. I ended up moving to Australia and just trying to see a different way of life than what I was kind of surrounded by. When I got home, I started working at the health food store. So I was very incredibly lucky by being just influenced by really good people. But I was definitely right back into the same old stuff with my old friends and everything like that. Yeah, when you're in like a small town and there's not that much to do, normally everyone's kind of just in that drinking phase.
Sure.
And it was something that I definitely just put myself into, and I seemed like I was doing okay, but in reality, I was like working Monday to Friday to like feel good so that Friday to Sunday I could go out. And it was definitely like a slippery slope, and it was not, I was not doing well internally or mentally or physically either. But keep in mind, I was working at a health food store and I was learning a lot and I was wanting to change. So I was just on a journey to learn and to want to do better. And that's kind of why I say from Monday to Friday, I was doing all the things, but then, that wasn't overly the best way to go about it. But you get influenced, and it becomes a normal thing when you're just surrounded by that all the time. So yeah, I ended up quitting my at the health food store because of COVID, and we moved to my cottage, and I got a job shortly after that at a transportation company, where the environment was equally not, or was not good, not equally good. Sorry, it was basically like a lot of young people and that kind of environment, and yeah, I think that kind of went into more of like my deepest. I struggled with depression. I had an eating disorder at the time. I definitely emotionally wasn't doing great, even though I looked like I was doing fine on the outside. And I never lost my interest on nutrition or on wanting to feel better. I think it's just easy to get sideswept into a different kind of way of life when you're surrounded by that. Um, but not too long later, I got basically, I just, yeah, the Lord basically came into my life, and I just needed a different outcome or a different output. And I couldn't work where I was working, and He was guiding me to where I needed to go. So I slowly took different shifts at this job, and I then slowly took a job back at home, where I was just working from my house. And that was like very isolating, but during that time, that was where I was learning a lot and learning to surrender and really believe in Jesus. And in that time, I ended up asking my boss if he could hire me back. So that brought me all the way loop around. And now currently I've been here for 2 years now, at the health food store. Got to work along one of my best friends. The health food store is called InsideU. And yeah, I've loved it. And I have found wonderful people and wonderful, just a different way of life. And I've definitely gotten to heal a lot. And then that's where Truehope entered. And one of my old managers always talked about it. And originally, like the best part that we loved about Truehope was just the fact that you guys got taken to court by Health Canada because you won the case. And um, that just shows how important minerals are for our health. So that was something that I really, really liked. And I probably started taking it about 2 years ago. Um, with the Lord's help and with just taking my nutrition a lot more seriously, my life changed like 180%, just a full circle. And I've taken it. I've taken it the full dosages before, but then I've also just taken it as like a daily like upkeep, just one a day type of thing. The Empower.
Yeah.
I've also taken the free minos.
Can I just ask you a question in regards to finding the products and getting on them? Because obviously, you said beforehand you worked in a health food store, and then you moved away during COVID, and then you kind of came back.
Yeah.
What was it that you were being kind of told about our products that made you? Because you can hear about loads of different things, whether it's in the nutrition store or outside of it, but actually
Right.
like going to actually committing to using it on a daily basis is that's a little bit more of a step, a little bit more of a commitment to do so. So what was it that your did you say it was your boss or your colleague was
Yes.
explaining to you about the products? What was it about Empower Plus that, let's just say, made you really want to commit to consuming a good quality broad spectrum micronutrient on a
Right.
daily basis?
I think for so long I had really been suffering emotionally and mentally, and I had tried a lot of things. Um, and I do mention Jesus, but I mean that was my he saved me in the end, but guided me to being able to take um, good quality supplements and them being able to work in my body. And I had tried every different fad, every different diet, everything. I was trying to be more skinny or be more fit or be more like just more of the world, and none of those things ever brought fulfillment or brought the answers that I wanted. And when I started working there again, I don't know if it was her telling someone else first or if she knew I was struggling, because I wasn't yet like free. I was still struggling, and she we have a huge poster in our store, and it's still there right now. And it says all the things that it helps with: anxiety, PTSD, depression, bipolar, schizo. Like, we know people who've taken it for schizophrenia, and um, I'm not those things, but there was a lot like anxiety and depression and things that I was fighting mentally that I wasn't finding a fix for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think ultimately, from that and those stories that she would tell me about people, customers that would come in, um, I know a handful of different people from then that took the product that they were suffering with something, who would get off of antidepressants. And I was never one to want to go on a pharmaceutical. I wanted to treat it naturally. um, and I just had great respect for your company, especially with the fact that you know there was red flags for it, because it was the claims that you guys made, right? Um, and so, yeah, I just started trying it, and I did try many other things. I've gone on all different kinds of natural supplements and mushrooms and different kinds of things, but it was just something that was simple in my mind, that we don't get enough minerals anymore in our soil, unless you're growing your own food for everything. And I just knew that I needed something extra for my body. That even if I eat as healthy as I possibly can, and way back in the day, I had a completely different diet than I do now, and some would say that diet was healthy. I say how I eat now is more healthy. But I still know that I'm not getting what I need to get in this day and age. Like, we just can't get that unless you can afford it, or if
Mm-hmm.
you have your own farm, right? Um,
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
so super. Yeah, it's a really, really good point because I studied nutrition for a few years, and I thought previously, before I went into studying, I thought, I can eat healthy, I can get all of the minerals, the vitamins, the antioxidants, and everything that I could possibly need through diet. I just clean it up and it'll be
yeah,
fine. But as you say, like, you can consume the most incredible diet there is on the planet. You are at 100% going to be nutrient deficient, especially in a day and age where our brains and our hearts are under so much stress and they have such a high
yeah,
metabolic function that we need to be replenishing those, especially with vitamins, and to be able to get minerals into the brain. Our product, the minerals in Empower Plus are chelated for 4 days. Other companies, it's for about 4 hours. So our product, the minerals in Empower Plus are broken down so small that they're able to like cross the blood-brain barrier and actually get
right,
into the brain and affect it positively. Because we hear so many people, even in a matter of like hours sometimes, but certainly days, they start to feel their brain functioning in a different way. A lot of people who have struggled with like depression, they feel
yeah,
that like that dark cloud lifts. So
yeah,
yeah, it really is an amazing product, and I think that the power of the word of mouth of just product experience. One person tries it for something, they
hmm,
feel such a positive effect, and they tell everybody else because they want everyone else to feel amazing and try this product. That works really, really well. But then
yeah,
we also have the fact that we've got 35 peer-reviewed medical journals, all government funded,
yeah,
that right now on our website you're unable to check out because Health Canada feels that it's illegal to share truthful health information. So we actually have these big red censored by Health Canada
mm,
signs on those research pages on our website, but you can certainly find them from other locations. But yeah, we have so much positivity and evidence and science and anecdotal proof that this product is incredibly powerful. And your story is very similar to many that we've
yeah.
heard before. So I wanted to ask a bit more specifically about how you maybe felt in the first like weeks, months of taking Empower Plus, and how you started to feel different.
Yeah, I feel like I can't say that there was like one moment where it was like the cloud lifted, and I've heard many of those stories too from people that I've sold the product to. Um, but I noticed the biggest difference when I didn't take it. I had been working like a lot in on myself, and getting rid of a lot of other things in my life that I need to get rid of, and also changing. lifting off of that diet culture shock or way that you can get in your head on foods and different things. And I was really trying to get myself into a healthy mindset and whatnot. But I think that I wouldn't have gotten there as quickly as I did without the mineral, like the right balance of minerals in the Empower Plus. And when I would miss a day, even now, like I currently take it as my prenatal. So I'm 8 months pregnant, and that's what I take as my prenatal. And even if I miss like just taking, I take it currently 2, 2, and 2. And if I miss mine at lunch or whatever, like I notice within a day, and it can be like something small. It doesn't even have to be mentally, but I just know I didn't get the right nutrients that day. Like I can feel it. And I definitely noticed that at the beginning when I first started taking it, is if I, didn't go in and get a new bottle and I ran out, like I would notice, and then I would kind of plummet back into not so great of thoughts. And I noticed, yeah, more so in that sense than just noticing the weightlifting off. But there's some incredible stories from people that come into the store. I know of a lady that had lost her husband, and I try to get her to understand about the minerals and how, they all contribute to how we feel. And she continues to buy it to this day, which has been wonderful. And she specifically came in and she didn't say like, I'm just going to keep taking it. She said, I've noticed a difference. And like, those are the stories that just make like my heart full, but also I just love recommending the product because I just love hearing things like that. And there's all sorts of people. Another one is like probably, I would say a little less than middle-aged man, but if you saw him on the side of the street, like you would not think that he probably takes the time to take a mineral vitamin. And he comes in month after month after month, and I don't talk to him specifically I was the one who recommended the product. I knew that he was struggling, but he doesn't really talk much. And the fact that he comes in like just a single man by himself to buy this product, I know that, it's working and that he's feeling a difference with it. And yeah, the amount of people that I know that have gotten off of antidepressants taking it all works differently in everybody. And like, sometimes I like to tell people when they come in, we need a solid foundation of some kind of mineral, of some kind of vitamin. And you come in with an issue, I can it would be like shooting in the dark, right? Like I can give you a herb or give you a homeopathic or whatnot for the symptom you're feeling. But if you don't have that solid foundation of a vitamin where you're getting all your required minerals, then you're really just shooting in the dark because you're really just going to cover it up until we get that solid foundation. And then, if you're still struggling with those things like sleep or, a little bit of anxiety or whatever, then we go from there. But I just find it so incredibly important to have those minerals as that solid foundation before trying to all these other things that people will try first, right?
Yeah, I think for a lot of people who have taken a multivitamin and have those like supplement sections in a cupboard or in their drawer or something,
Yeah.
and they barely take it because
Yeah.
I feel like, especially if you're buying stuff from, let's just say, Costco or kind of
Right.
just more kind of crappier brands,
Yeah.
people aren't going to feel those effects because they're not covering the foundations, because they're basically just peeing whatever they're consuming out,
Yeah.
and it just ends up so it just kind of flows through people. But when you start taking a product like this, and we had Dr. Bonnie Kaplan on the show. She's the author of this book, The Better Brain, really phenomenal book, and she talks a lot about Empower Plus and how she studied it like 20, 25 years ago and continues to be involved in the research. She's in her 70s now, but she talks about how vital just the vitamins and the minerals are in helping your body produce all the right neurochemistry. And it's not just about like you consume food and then you make dopamine or serotonin and all these other like neurotransmitters. There's like very key steps to producing those chemicals. and you need within that the coenzymes to make that happen, and you have to have the building blocks of those, which is vitamins and minerals, and you need them in an abundant supply. And it's 2024, it's a stressful environment out there. People are physically stressed, psychologically stressed,
Yeah.
meaning that your body's going to need more and more, and people's digestions are going to be compromised as well, so they might not be breaking down their food as best that they can. So being able to take a product that you can absolutely rely on, that what's on the label is in the product, and you can actually very easily consume this on a daily basis, and know that you're going to cover those bases, is
Yeah.
very, very important for people. And yeah, I have so many friends, even like I've been working for Truehope for years. I've been a nutritionist for years, and I still have friends who go to Costco to buy their multivitamins. It's a bit of a shame, but I know if they were to try Empower Plus, even for like a few days, they would certainly feel a big difference. So yeah, it's a big issue, and you've also shared some really beautiful stories there, and I think it just goes to show how wonderfully broad the positive effects of this product can be. We have incredible research for people incredible research on PTSD, depression, anxiety, stress, you
Yeah.
name it, like some really big things, schizophrenia, bipolar. But also, like, I don't have any of those conditions, but I take it as just like my daily, just to keep me
Yeah.
going. Like, you're 8 months pregnant right now. Your body is in just like an absolute bombardment of nutritional requirement. So
Yeah.
really smart to be able to take that product so you can take care of that. But we're talking about people who are looking to get pregnant, people who are pregnant,
Yep.
postnatal, people with like serious psychological disorders, people who are just looking to just like cover their bases nutritionally. This
Yeah.
product is quite amazing, and we can't put all of that on the label. So we've just got this
No.
Empower Plus, so we're kind of like bound a little bit in regards to like what we can say the product can do, but the evidence is there, the research is there, the stories are there. We've had
Yeah.
amazing people like yourself come on the podcast and share stories about people coming into the store and like their lives get changed by like this one product, and you facilitated that for them. So it must feel pretty amazing to be able to see these people come in on a regular basis and creating those relationships and seeing those positive effects.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Like when someone comes in and I'll be like, "Are you on a multivitamin?" I always start there, no matter like what the issue is, really. And that's just because I do have such a passion for this product. And when they tell me it's like from Costco or whatever, I know everyone's in different stages. They don't know everything. And that's always my first go-to is like, that's you're barely absorbing that. Like, let's get you on a good multi and let's see where that brings you first, right?
Yeah.
It's so incredibly important that our body can absorb what we're taking, or it's really just a waste of money. And yeah, the ranges of people also, like you said, it's so cool to see like young kids to um, older people to everywhere in between, female, male. It helps with them all. And when I first started taking it, I was definitely taking like more of the recommended dose. I eventually just started taking it kind of as a daily upkeep, because I had been feeling the benefits, but I didn't want to stop, and I didn't need it really for the mental health part. I just needed it for the mineral component. And yeah, then I got married last year, and planning the wedding and whatnot. I was also taking it, and yeah, I love the product throughout every season of my life, even the good and the bad. It's just overall super beneficial. Um, but then yes, I got pregnant, and I've been taking it as my prenatal, and I have absolutely loved taking it as my prenatal. That's another really good story that I've heard from other women that come in and who I've recommended it to as well. Is one specific lady. She has had 3 babies, I think, and each one she had horrible morning sickness with. And on the 4th one, she took Truehope and Power and had no morning sickness at all. And you can say that's a coincidence. I don't believe that. I think that that's how powerful this stuff can be. And
Mm-hmm.
I was so consistent on taking it at the beginning of my pregnancy. I never puked at all. I was nauseous, but I think that that was just a way of my body healing from past life, and also just for me to time for me to slow down because I'm a very like on the go person.
Hmm.
So I think it was much needed in my body, but I didn't feel I felt like it helped me emotionally while my hormones were changing, and I felt like it held. I think without it, I would have had morning sickness, um, and then yeah, I've been taking it ever since throughout as well, and yeah, there's never enough to space to put on the labels, but that's why you have people that love a product and can tell everyone everything you just said.
Yeah.
um, but it's so true, and it's just, yeah, it's definitely a wonderful product, and in different stages of my life it's been just as useful. It doesn't matter that I'm not depressed or anything like that in this current stage. But it's still just as useful now. And I'm in my third trimester, 8 months, and um, I have probably more energy than I did my first trimester. So, um, yeah, I definitely think it's so important, and I do fully think that it's a lot to do with just being consistent on the Empower for sure.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that again, like being able to rely on a clean, quality, reliable product, especially like during a time of pregnancy, is just so invaluable because unfortunately there's so many companies out there who are producing really poor products in poor ways, and we
Yeah,
have we just have the research behind our products. They wouldn't, the 35 peer review medical journals, you wouldn't be able to do that research in the scientific
no,
community if you didn't have a reliable quality product coming into that research setting. If it was a
yeah,
product that was 10% effective or 90% effective or 50%, you can't have that in that environment. So being able to, like, every day being able to do that research with the same products and the same ingredients is absolutely vital for that scientific research. And that's why we continue to produce a product with such quality. And I just wanted to touch on one thing in regards to like the financial aspect, because
hmm,
being able to use natural health products in Canada is like, low income families can't afford it. And
yeah,
the Health Canada is primarily behind that. It's not the companies that make really good products. These are small medium enterprises most of the time, and they're having to put their prices up because of Health Canada's, um I don't know how to put this politely on a podcast, but they have, yeah, they've just, Health Canada's just lost their minds, and they've been trying to push these legislations through for decades.
yeah,
They're closer than ever at the moment in regards to completely wiping out certain products, especially multi-ingredient products. So we have a lot to
yeah.
work on that. Side note, if you want to learn more about that, go to the nhppa.org. But yeah, the financial aspect, so if somebody has $30 a month to budget for a multivitamin, they're much better off just taking $30 worth of Empower Plus. So that just might be one or even just two capsules a day
Yeah.
rather than taking that full dose. So that bottle lasts you maybe a couple of months. That is
Yep.
significantly better for you than consuming a poor product from Costco. I don't know why we're bashing Costco today, but yeah, we know. Let's just say those poorer products out there that are just like made in bulk, and you just can't keep the quality up when
No.
they come in boxes like this. It's just not possible. So I just wanted to mention that financial issue for people, because it is an issue. It's a concern, especially in 2024. It's March 21st right now. We're recording this. I'm not sure when this is going to go out, but we've got another beautiful tax rise coming up in like a couple of weeks, which is awesome. So we have to be sensitive to these things for sure.
Yeah.
And one more thing on the pregnancy and prenatal, I can't recall the significant details of this, but I'm going to brush up on this with our VP David. But there was research done with Empower Plus with pregnant mothers, and it's called the Super Babies trial.
Mm.
And I don't think it finished. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure on the details of it. I know that there was some incredible results of the mothers who were taking Empower Plus to others who are taking, I think, either nothing or just another kind of off the shelf multivitamin. So I'll try and find the link to that and share that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's super interesting. And yeah, your story is very similar to one that I've personally heard many, many times, that the Empower Plus works as an incredible prenatal all the way through and even after
Yeah.
birth.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's definitely something I think, you know, it goes it goes more often than not, like it's not talked about the after pregnancy, and a lot of women come into our store. It's very, very busy, and you definitely see women struggling, and to be able to supply your body what it needs afterwards because of what you just went through is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
um, and I totally agree with like the financial part. I normally, people know me, I think, for being quite open when they come into the store, and I tell them how I feel, even if if they're eating something I don't necessarily think healthy, I'll say it, and they don't necessarily think everything I eat is healthy, but I believe it is. And I'm just open in that way. And normally I say, like, there's this option that's still like from a good quality source that's maybe $20 cheaper, um, which is still going to be better than Costco. but but my ultimate recommendation would be Empower. And if it is something that seems steep, if you compare it to the other prices, or if you compare it to how you go through that bottle in 30 days, then take one a day. Like
Hmm.
that is better than nothing. 100%. I agree with what you said, and I fully go by that, because if they take one of those or one Costco vitamin, it's going to be a massive difference in their life, and I know it. And normally, like when you do say it like that, like it's really like, I mean, for someone who's taking it 6 times a day, it's going to be horrible if the price goes up, but
Yeah.
that's just what we have to expect. But to be able to take it for 120 days, like that is very, very cheap. And if you think it's not, then if you just didn't buy the Tim Hortons coffee once a day, you would be able to work that in. So I do think one is better than nothing, and yeah, you would see some kind of results, because it's going to be more minerals than you're going to get on a daily basis anyways, right?
Absolutely. Um, I want to ask you about trends in the health food store, people coming in and asking you questions, because I feel like
Yeah.
it probably changes with the season. It changes with, we went through COVID and we're like kind of like in this post-COVID era at the moment. What are people coming in and typically asking about? Like what leads you to different products? Are they coming in talking about immune, like are they looking for something to boost their immunity, improve their digestion, improve their mental health? Like what are you seeing at the moment with people coming in?
I think that mainly it's stress, and no sleep, related and correlated. I think majority of it, as well as diets. I feel like that's never not popular.
Hmm.
There's always someone coming in who wants to lose weight, and literally for all of the issues, unless it is you know someone that I either know is already taking Empower, or a good source multivitamin. That is my first go to for all of those issues, diet included, because I mean, I like to talk a lot about food. I have the background in nutrition as well, and we are country land over here. So, I drink cow's milk, and I eat cheese, and cook with a lot of butter and that kind of stuff. Um, and we can get onto the topic of, when the customers come in about food, and I love to talk about that. But I still think it's so essential that your body is in a stress state, and then when you're in a stress state, you're also depleting yourself in B vitamins. And, Empower is full of B vitamins, but it's also full of all of the other minerals that you need, the essential minerals. And um, if you don't, like I said earlier, if you don't have that solid foundation, like your body's never going to, you know, let go of things, of fat or of mentality, or to let you sleep, like whatever
Hmm.
the case may be, if you're not finding that balance. But yeah, I would definitely say majority of the time, like there's got to be at least a handful of people who can't sleep, and a handful of people that are trying to lose weight or can't seem to lose weight. And then I think. Relatively, like the stress and the anxiety part is just always kind of up there. Where, like you said, we live in a stressful environment nowadays. People don't know how to slow down, or they can't slow down. So those are kind of the top three things. And then I would say, like, trend specifically, you see a lot of people, wanting to come in for salt or for parasite cleanse, or um, like anti-inflammatory type of things.
Right.
But all of these things, like, I think we've forgotten in the last, I think because of social media and because of how the world is now, we forget like how incredibly designed our bodies are, and how they're able to adapt, and they're trying to adapt to keep us alive. But if we aren't, you know, it's not about going on a new detox or about all of these other things. Like, yes, we need sleep, of course, that's important in our bodies, but it's really overall just about getting, you know, your body to that balanced state where it can do its job. Because
Mhm.
our bodies are so incredibly smart. Like our liver, so many people come in for liver detoxes, and I love to like switch the lingo and tell them, like, let's get you on like a liver support, because our liver's detox, like that is its job. Like it's supposed to get it out, and your liver can be stagnant. Of course, the chemicals in the air nowadays, like all of that stuff, it all plays a role with our liver. But overall, that's what our bodies are designed to do, right? So it's really about, to me, getting that balance of those minerals so that your body can work optimally. Because if you're so stressed out, how is it ever gonna be able to function to a good degree if you're depleting all your minerals, right? Um, at least that's how I like to look at it in certain aspects. Because I think most people want that pill that's just a quick fix for that one issue. And it really is all connected, and it really is, something so small of getting those minerals that can help everything, your stress, your sleep, your digestion, like all of that. But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very well said. I think in regards to the sleep piece, um, taking Empower Plus during the day can certainly help your body produce the necessary neurochemicals to ensure that you're going to, be able to get into a sleep state. And Norcitol works really well for me. Like there's a couple of days in the week where I play soccer in the evening, and I don't get home to like maybe like 9:30 or 10, which is usually like, I usually go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I've got a 2 and a 4-year-old, so I need to get to bed early to survive the morning. But I get home, I take some inositol, and I relax a bit, trying to shift my body from that kind of stressful state of exercising, deep breaths, shower, things like that, and like get myself into a bit of a sleep state. And the inositol works absolutely wonders. And it's also really great for the kids as well. Like when the kids are a bit riled up, or they're kind of maybe in between meals and they're like they're not hungry, but they're a little bit irritable. A little spoon of inositol and they calm right down. It helps balance their blood sugar like pretty quick. It helps take care of anxiety quick for a lot of people as well. And it's also really super delicious. Like my 2-year,
Yeah.
4-year-old absolutely love it. It's such a yummy product.
It is.
Uh,
It is.
yeah. Just to finish off, I wonder if you could give us like just a few points in regards to like, why would you recommend people try Empower Plus and our other products, I guess, here at Truehope Canada?
Well, I always love to tell them about the story I already said about, the claims you've made, and then going to Health Canada, or court, sorry, from Health Canada. Um, and it just, that in itself shows a lot of people who, maybe don't live that holistic of a life, that, it's serious. Like that's how important these minerals are. Like the claims they made, they won the case. Like, all of the papers and everything on it, like it just shows that this is how important minerals are. And I love to recommend it basically to anyone at all. Like it doesn't really matter what season you're in. I normally, like, my first go-to is like, are you on a good multivitamin? Because I just think that, it's I think it's become normalized in a sense of where people just go to Costco and get their multivitamin, but then it's not normalized enough to know like what the true benefits are. I love that it's a Canadian brand as well, and I think I always talk very highly of your company in the sense of how trustworthy it is, and that there's so much information on your website and or via um, other areas if you can't get on it, but it's all backed up and it's all right there, and also there like Truehope is willing to answer any questions. So I always direct them to take my word or don't, but you can also go on the website and ask them and tell them your situation. When I first got pregnant, I emailed you guys and just said, like, I've been taking it as a multivitamin, but I want to take it as a prenatal. Um, should I change my dosages, like, and whatnot? And, I got an answer not that long later. And they just basically said, if you're taking it for current mental health issues already, then you might want to up the dose. But if you're just taking it for a daily multi, then just take the full dose. So that's what I do is I do 3 twice a day, or I take 2, 2, and 2 just because it makes me feel better. But you're willing to answer the questions that we have, along with like the iodine drops. I take those, and maybe some people won't like that because I'm pregnant, but I take them as well. I have also taken the inositol, and I've loved that product. The taste is great, but I also found that it was just good for calming as well. And also it's known for like women's like reproductive organs as well, like PCOS and stuff. So I've seen cool results with women who take that for those reasons. But I think overall, like all the bases are covered with Truehope, and I think that the company itself stands on a firm foundation and really comes with the knowledge behind the product. And I'm not scared to say my opinions on it because I know that if they go onto your website, they're gonna read exactly what I'm saying or the exact way that I feel about the product. There's nothing hiding. And in my opinion, I also just think, when Health Canada goes for a company or goes for anything, normally it's good. So, that's always another thing that I like to say to the people if they're into that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, we actually have we have a podcast series called the Truehope Family Files, which is an 8-part special series here on the podcast where we go through the whole story and timeline of Truehope Canada, which kind of starts kind of like in the 70s. It's like an 8-part series. It's very in depth, and it goes through that particular court trial as well. And I suppose the short version of it was that we beat Health Canada in court, and the judge ruled that this product cannot be not available because it was saving the lives of Canadians. And when it was blocked at the border by Health Canada, and they knew that this was going to happen, it was causing suicides, and people were dying. So they ruled in our favor because this product absolutely works. We had psychiatrists on the stand, we had doctors on the stand, saying, listen, if you take this product off the shelves and don't make it available for Canadians, people are going to die 100%. Yeah. So they ruled in our favor, and we got to continue to serve people with this incredible product. And what's amazing and what people should do is check out this 8-part series and learn more about the company and how it was birthed, because it's birthed out of complete tragedy. And once you understand that, you recognize this company isn't here to make billions of dollars. It's here to provide this product to basically not have other families suffer in the way that the Stefan family has suffered. And once you understand that, it kind of like lifts a lot of the barriers that people might have in regards to like trying a product like this. But we also love to have a close and transparent relationship with our customers, with our retail stores, with the retail staff. We have some incredible trainings, so the staff members are equipped to be able to handle a lot of the questions that come in from customers who come into the store looking for something for their mental health or for sleep or for stress or whatever it might be. So we really value those close relationships. And if there's a question that we don't know the answer to straight away, we will research it, we'll figure it out, and we'll get back to people. Really proud of the way that we do that here at Truehope Canada, because it's so important that we recognize that every message that might come into our website or via social media, it could be an individual like really struggling with something. So we owe it to them to be able to respond to them in a timely manner, in a professional manner. And if we don't know the answer to something, we work hard to get it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I haven't mentioned free minos, but I personally, like, I feel like really good on just the Empower, but I know a lot of the stories that I've heard from people getting off of antidepressants and those struggling with harsher mental illnesses like bipolar, schizophrenia. The two combined, I think, is like, I just wanted to add that in there because I really do believe in the two combined for those kinds of mental health issues. You see it over and over again that, the amino acids are just as important as the minerals. And those products, we have them on our shelf right next to each other because, more oftentimes than not, people are grabbing one of both, and that they work so well together. But I realized I hadn't mentioned that, but I do definitely think that they are very, very wonderful together as well as just the Empower. But
there's some of our, we originally came out of Empower Plus, and then the other products followed, but the other products followed to work synergistically with each other. And we also saw like gaps in the market, primarily with our iodine. Most iodine on the shelves before we bought ours out was very inconsistent, wasn't really good quality. So that's why we kind of saw that gap in the market, and we fulfilled that for a lot of people, because thyroid health is obviously very important. But Empower Plus and Free Minos together is an incredible combination, and we've seen so many people come off pharmaceuticals, especially psychotropic medications. People come over get over addictions, and people who just like want to take it as an everyday to like build muscle, to build strength, build resilience. It's a really great product combination for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Well, Cassie, thank you so much for coming onto the show to share your beautiful story in regards to where you were, where you are now, and you're in this wonderful glowing phase. And in 4, 5, 6 weeks, who knows, your life's going to change forever. And I'm so happy that you've got Truehope Canada and Empower Plus in your life to help you transition through what's going to be a really exciting time.
Thank you. And I apparently am now having a super baby, so I can't wait to give feedback on the baby.
That's it. We'll get you back on the show in a couple of months to see how that super baby's doing.
Sounds great.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is it for this episode of Truehope Cast, the official podcast of Truehope Canada. I hope you enjoyed the show. For more information about Truehope Canada, please visit truehopecanada.com. But that's it from us. We'll see you next week.